All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the first look lineup. We're taking a look at Draftkings Week 7 salaries. Gonna do a first look lineup. Gonna check it out. Listen, it's early in the week. Don't go crazy, but let's take a look at what we have going on this week. Here we go. Draftkings first look NFL Week 7. All right. What's up, everyone? So we are back with another first look lineup. Here we're taking a look at DraftKings, and as always, before we even look at the lineups, before we even look at the players, let's take a look at the game cards to get a sense of which games we should be taking a look at and what positions to target in those games. So as always, I've got the DFS Army Domination Station Optimizer loaded up on screen here, and you can see that the one game that stands out above all others, the greenest of the green, we've got the Chiefs and the Titans for all the monies, 56.5 point total. Chiefs road, 5.5 point favorite. That's the perfect setup for a smash game. Doesn't get better than that. The road team is favored. It's above 55. If you ask Burns, he says this is the kind of game that ends up in tournament winners. Now, the negative of that game is just that it's super obvious, of course. So taking down tournaments with the most obvious game of the week when there aren't other ones, that part can get tricky. But that one stands out. KC Titans, obviously Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry, as I like to call him. If you're drafting today for your fantasy league, obviously the number one overall pick. I don't think you can argue it. OG knows what's up. Smash that like button, guys. Can't argue it. So, and we love everything else on the Titan side. I saw Julio Jones potentially get injured again last week with the hammy. Julio Hurt-Leo Jones, as I like to call him. Hurt-Leo Jones might not play. Brings up A.J. Brown. Very interesting. I think that Ryan Tannehill for the alternate side of the stack. I know it didn't work with Heineke. Sorry, last week. But, we got to go right back to that alternate side of the game stack with Ryan Tannehill in this one. Maybe a little Tannehill to A.J. Brown contrarian stack in a game that everybody's going to be on the other side of it. And, of course, on the KC side, all the goodies. We've got Mahomes. We've got Reek. We've got Kelsey, we've got Mecole Hardman, and of course, Darrell Williams, still priced low enough that we could play him. So a lot of goodness coming from this game in general. Beyond this one, of course, there's a couple other games of interest here. The Packers-Washington game, that spread is pretty wide, but, it could play a little close. I don't normally love these two teams to target, but of course, Devontae Adams is interesting. And I like stud coming off a dud narrative. So Terry McLaurin, go right back to him. Go right back. You burned too many people last week. That's when you want to go right back to it. Ravens, Bengals, that one doesn't look so great on paper. But again, the Ravens side of that game definitely stands out a little bit more than the Bengals side. We just saw the Ravens handle the Chargers, so it doesn't make me want to play a lot of offenses against them. Bengals offense is becoming very, very much an enigma we've got to be concerned with. So I think that passing will be elevated, but we'll see how much success they have. Panthers, Giants, really low game total there. Not super attractive game, but we might get Saquon Barkley back for this one. Chuba Hubbard is being promised a lot of touches, so whatever. Maybe Sterling Shepard in that game. Nothing to do with Jets. Patriots here. Don't want that. It's gross. Another game, there's a couple games here that I do kind of like, though. Of course, the game tile switch on me. One is this Miami Falcons game. That just interests me because both teams aren't that good defensively. Both teams have very, very, very tight offensive groups. They don't spread the football around. So even with a shitty, total's not that bad at 47.5, but I am interested in Tua to Gesicki and of course Waddle especially. Tua and Waddle have a really good connection. And on the Falcons side, Cordero Patterson continues to smash. He wasn't playable on FanDuel. They jacked up the price to 8K, but he's still in an affordable range on DraftKings. We could still take a look. And of course, Calvin Ridley, 13, 12, 14. Guys getting targeted like crazy. Hasn't done much so far this season. He's forgotten, but targets are king in fantasy. Eventually, they lead to production. So let's keep an eye on Calvin Ridley as we're going through our list, as well as Jalen Waddle. Could still be underpriced. Haven't looked yet. Don't know. It's called the first look lineup. That's how we do it. A couple other game notes. Obviously, the Rams here, another smash game, styling, just like we talked about last week against the Giants, where Matt Stafford could just come out and style against the Giants. Like, yo, what's up? 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns. Just throwing touchdowns. Throwing one to Darrell Henderson, just to fuck with people who didn't stack that pairing. Right? So he could be styling again in this game. Detroit, very, very bad team. Full stop. Beyond that, the other game that interests me a little bit here is the Raiders-Eagles showdown in Las Vegas. And the reason it interests me, 3.5 point total, 49.5 point spread. We've got Jalen Hurts, running quarterback on one side of this game. We've got Dallas Goedert with no Zach Ertz to eat from him. And on the Raiders side, they're just a good team. I mean, Philly's been very bad against tight ends. So you've got, of course, Darren Waller, Hank Ruggs going deep for, getting those deep bombs once a game. So there's a few interesting pieces in that game that we want to keep in mind. Yeah, you want the revenge narrative. There's no revenge here. There is no narrative. But yeah, you got the revenge narrative there said. So that's it for that. I'm going to do a quick look at the Dom Station sort by value just to see if anybody pops in. Maybe I don't agree with some of this stuff. And also it's early in the week. Like, for example, I don't think Antonio Gibson is going to play, which might make JD McKissick one of the special values on the slate. That's not really showing up right here, but I'm just sorting by value to take a look. No one really stands out too much here as like a standout value. As you can see the numbers, 2.71. So usually got to see a really big value number. And I'm just not buying into running backs against the Rams. So I don't care what the value number says on DeAndre Swift. I'm not falling for that against the Rams, or at least that's not going to make my first look lineup. And of course, at tight end, it's right back to Kelsey and Ricky Seals-Jones is the top couple plays. Dallas Goedert, I think he's going to be rising up. 4,600. He's going to be somebody I'm interested in. So let's get to it. But before we do that, here's a reminder. If you haven't already done so, if you're watching this and you're not a DFS Army VIP subscriber currently, NBA started tonight. The first real slate is tomorrow, Wednesday. And we've got a special deal for you. I know you've been waiting to get signed up. You're like, oh man, I really want to, learn how to play DFS the right way. I really want to have awesome tools. I really want the sim model. I love NBA. I need last minute breaking news in real time because you can't play NBA without it. You can get signed up as a DFS Army VIP right now using promo code TIPOFF. And that gives you your first month for half price. It's $69.99 a month. We're already, by far, for what we do, one of the low. I'm wiping out the bullshit sites. We are the lowest priced site in the industry, real site that builds our own tools, that actually produces winners. We are the lowest priced already because we're all about helping average Joes compete like pros. And you see it every day. You see it in this past weekend when one of our guys won $150K in the FanDuel Sunday Million. Go look at the contest. Look who came in second. DFS Army subscriber. Constant. You see our helmets up top all the time. You want to check out what we do. You can do it right now using promo code TIPOFF. So run, don't walk to dfsarmy.com and get signed up. And if you don't want to do that, at least fucking like the video. Subscribe. Something. Give me something. Let me know you're out there. What made me come off of chalk hunt last week? Great question. So I love that you asked this, OG. And it's very simple. And I'm not Nostradamus. I didn't have a crystal ball that said Hunt was going to get hurt. I did experience Hunt, chalk fail last season. But the reason I came off, and one reason alone, and I said this very clearly to everybody, in tournaments, if you're going to have a player, I don't care. If you're going to have a player that's 40% owned, I don't care who he is. He could be LaDainian Tomlinson peak going up against today's Detroit Lions. I don't care. If you're going to have a player that's 40% owned and in a range of salary where there are 6 or 7 other amazing plays also, but that are low owned. Last week, Jonathan Taylor, Joe Mixon, Darrell Henderson. There was a whole slew. Even Chuba Hubbard didn't do anything, but the 2 cheap guys, you had Darrell Williams, you had the Bears running back, you had a group of running backs that were all priced really, really well. And you had a group of running backs, and why the fuck would you eat 40% owned chalk when there was no need? I didn't use any Kareem Hunt last week because I was like, every lineup, I would just be like, nah, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use Joe Mixon. I'm going to use DeAndre Swift. I'm going to use Jonathan Taylor. They all killed it. I'm going to use Darrell Williams. I'm going to use, what the hell's that guy's name? Khalil Herbert. Why would I use 40% owned chalk when I didn't need to? So it was one of the most obvious. I basically think that anybody who played Kareem was a donkey. Why would you play him when there's so much other goodness? And at 40% owned, he wasn't going to help you move up in any sort of tournament. Duke of Trey got the biggest win ever. Fuck yeah, Duke of Trey. That name sounds like a basketball guy. And yet you're playing football, kicking ass. I love that. You playing tonight? Duke of Trey. Shoot Treys, baby. Like Patty Mills tonight. Fucking hitting trays all night. All right, let's get into it. First look lineup, guys. I went off on a tangent over there. So I always want to start with the quarterback position and just see. We'll just go through it, right? So Kyler Murray, listen, you're not going to get any sort of competitive game here. So if Kyler Murray styles in this game, he's just going to do it because he wants to. So that's always a little bit risky. Arizona defense could dominate here. Kyler could dominate too, but he's hard to stack. So not the guy I'm going to use. Pat Mahomes is the quarterback from the game I'm most excited about. I love Pat Mahomes here. I don't like paying for the most expensive quarterback, but you really can't go wrong. He's pretty much locked into 25 fantasy points on the worst of days at 8,400, 816, 24, 32. I mean, he's getting you 4x almost in no time. Man, my last 5-figure win, I have not had one. I have not even had one this NFL season. Trust me, I'd post it. It came in NASCAR a couple months, before the season started. I don't play MLB at all, guys. So just so you know a little my background, I don't play any MLB DFS. I really just play, I focus on NFL. In the offseason, I play some MMA. I'll play NASCAR. NASCAR is one of my favorites. And I'll dabble in League of Legends and I'll dabble in NBA. But I don't have a lot of time for NBA. By the time the NFL season ends, NBA will once again be coming to an end. So I'm just not able to put my full focus on it. For what I do for DFS Army and what I do, I need to be exclusively NFL throughout the NFL season. So, and then I need a mental break from it all. So, but yeah, I had one for I had a couple big wins this year in NASCAR after the NFL season ended. All right, where am I? Quarterback. We can go with Mahomes, right? And we'll just go through the rest of the list. Tom Brady against Chicago. Not the greatest matchup in the world. Rodgers against Washington. Also, I haven't played Rodgers this season. He's just not. They play a very slow style, so it would be a surprise for Rodgers to put up a big number. I don't like the salary here. Lamar Jackson is good. I like this salary against coming off a stud, coming off a dud is usually a good scene. So I'm interested in Lamar. Yeah, correlation, man. I don't know It's during football season. I can't learn hockey. It's the wrong time of year for me. I couldn't even learn. I never played it. Don't watch it. Used to watch hockey back in the day. Lamar Jackson, interesting here, right? Stud off a dud. I love that narrative. Stud off a dud. Matt Stafford, again, we talked about him. He could style against Detroit and do it again, 7,100. Very expensive, but you know who I like? I like Jalen Hurts. You know why I like Jalen Hurts? Because it seems like every week this guy just puts up 25 points. 25 points. So I like Jalen Hurts here. I used him for the FanDuel first look lineup though, so I don't want to do the same thing. But Hurts definitely stands out to me a little bit this week. Tannehill, of course, Tannehill got us only 13 points. Man, Derrick Henry just takes over games. This guy has not been doing it this year. So you gotta reserve that for GPP only. Really larger GPPs can't really fuck with Tannehill this year. He's not been doing great, but it is a good matchup. Derek Carr, I think, is playable as well. You've been a pretty consistent 25-point scorer. I'm cool with him. I'm good with it. Going down the list, Tua at 5,500 is approaching one of the cheapest viable. Daniel Jones, maybe a tougher sell for me right now with maybe a little bit of a tougher sell with so many injuries at wide receiver for the Giants. So I'm not liking too much down here. I mean, Taylor Heineke for some cheap upside is always fine. I like me some Heineke, and that's about it. So for the first look lineup, let's start with Pat Mahomes. Best game of the week. All right, let's take a look at the running back position. And you're going to want to fit Derrick Henry in your lineup this week after what he did, and this matchup is incredible. So I'm just going to plug him right in there, and then we're going to scroll down and see if we can figure out who we can use to make it work. Cordero Patterson, 6,300. I mean, come on. This dude has been putting up numbers every week. He's a little priced up, but I definitely am interested in Cordero here. Darrell Henderson, for sure. Mixon, not so much against Baltimore. I think you play Fournette against Chicago, but I'm not going to get excited about it. Josh Jacobs in play. Swift, I don't like at that price point. Darrell Williams, very playable here. We can go right back to that. Here we go. Coming down the list, J.D. McKissick. If Gibson is out this week, J.D. McKissick at 5K is going to be of interest. He gets a lot of targets in these games, and that's what we're looking for out of our cheap running back. So I'm going to plug him in for now. Let's go to defense and try to figure out the cheapest viable defense before we continue with the lineup. Can't play the Texans. Can't play the Lions. Can't play the Titans. No. Can't play Washington. No. All right, cheapest viable. Here we go. Can we play the Eagles? Yes. Do I love it? No, but the Eagles' defensive line definitely been pretty good. Can we play the Jets? Yes. They're going up against a rookie quarterback. He can make mistakes. I get it. It's the Patriots. We don't like taking the Jets. Jets fucking suck. We can play them. We could play the Giants. Viable. Falcons, playable. But the best play on the board is right up here. Arizona Cardinals, Davis Mills, Patty Mills, whatever his name is. Don't remind me about Patty Mills because I tried to get him in my lineups tonight. Didn't work out, and he's absolutely smashing right now. But Cardinals defense, best defense on the board. Plug it in. Okay, we're going to pay up. Now, we've got 48.60 left. I do not like those numbers. We're going to have to make an adjustment. I don't think that you could play Mahomes and Derrick Henry in the same lineup. They're certainly very much coordinated. They're correlated. But Mahomes is just too expensive. We got to find a cheaper quarterback to make it work. So I can't do it. Got to find a cheaper guy to make it work. I can already tell based on having so little funds left in our thing. I'm going to just go to Jalen Hurts, Mr. Reliable. Let's go to Jalen Hurts, Mr. Reliable at quarterback so far this year for the first look. And it opens up our ability to play Derrick Henry. Now, am I definitely going to play Derrick Henry? I don't know. But as of right, I just watched him smash last night against a good defense. The recency bias is strong within me. Lamar stud off a dud, I like too, Tattoo, man. I like it. You got to play the stud off a dud. Always play the stud off a dud. Always. It's going to be lower owned than he should be. So we can go to Lamar. I'm good with that too. As a bonus, Lamar doesn't really have the running back that he wants to lean on because Lats Murray possibly injured. So that might get you a little bit more passing game work, a little something extra. Could him running one in, so it could be good. Wide receiver, I already talked about Jalen Waddle. You almost have to play Jalen Waddle. The guy is a target machine. When Tua is the quarterback, 13 targets, 10 receptions last week. Got to keep him in mind. Let's scroll down a little bit and see if anybody cheaper pops up. Wow, unfortunate about Kadarius Toney. Would have loved to be playing him. I think that Allen Robinson is playable once again. He did not have the worst week in the world to get 7 targets. Like, he hasn't had a good game yet, but eventually, man, that's going to come for him. Couldn't you just see Robbie Anderson doing a little damage in his old home stadium, the Meadowlands? Could happen. It's not a revenge game. It's not against the Jets, but, familiar territory. So I'm keeping Robbie Anderson in mind. Rondell Moore, Kendrick Bourne. No, I mean, Hardman. You could play some Hardman. He's fine. Never something to get me too excited. But, you could see him breaking one here for 4,300. Let's keep going down, see if there's anybody cheaper that pops up as playable. I mean, Quez, how about pairing up Quez? If we need a real punt, you could probably pair up Quez with his quarterback. I'm going to do that here. I'm going to pair up Quez with Jalen Hurts. Okay, so we're going to build a little correlation into this one. Tyler Boyd, man, he's dead to me, bro. There's too many wide receivers on that team. Too many. He's on my season long. A couple season long got me like a 2 last week. So I got a beef with him. And he's not a stud off a dud. He's kind of a dud off a dud. So I'm going to put Quez Watkins in here as my speculative punt, just because he fits with Jalen Hurts really nicely. And I know I'm going to need that salary here for some other things. Again, affording Derrick Henry means we're going to have to sacrifice in some other spots. So let's see. We've got Philly, Vegas. That's fine. Got KC and a little Washington with JD McKissick. So I'm just looking at potential corridor play. So we can use a player from KC. We can kind of take a Vegas player, right? Now, it's hard to really like too many of these Las Vegas players. Let's take a look at Ruggs. I don't think this is the best setup for him. He's got that low volume too. He has been catching a touchdown every single week, but not in love with that low volume. Smith is interesting if we weren't playing Quez, but we got to choose one or the other. Let's see if there's any must plays in these. I mean, AJ Brown is going to be hard to not play. I just think he's ready to heat up a little bit. I'm just trying to see who else is in that $6,200 range. Yeah, here we go. This is the play for me. Calvin Ridley, 13 targets, 11 targets, 10 targets, only 60. Cheapest you're ever going to see Calvin Ridley. That's my guy. I feel like he's probably a must play. So with Calvin Ridley in there, let's figure out what we're doing at tight end. Yeah, Rondell Moore could work. Very low volume. He's got to break one, so very GPP only. But Rondell Moore can definitely work. Let's see what Goddard costs. So, if we're triple stacking Hurts, and I don't think we need to, I might include Goddard. I'm also interested in like Waller here, but I'm not playing Waller when Kelsey is that. Let's see if we can afford Kelsey. We cannot. You can't play Kelsey, Ridley, and Hurts. As you can see, we don't have the type of value on the slate that opens that up. You know what I do like, though? Since we're playing Ridley, can bring it back with Gesicki. Another 9 targets this week. Yeah. I can work with that. 9 targets for Gesicki this week. Let's plug in Gesicki. Okay, now I don't want Jalen Waddle because I got Gesicki in there. It's a little too much. But had I not used Gesicki, actually, let's take a look at what it looks like with Waddle in there. Let's take a look. Let's do it different here because I could probably find a different tight end that I like. So Jalen Waddle. Now I've got 4,800 for 2 spots. Let's see how cheap we can get at tight end. See if we can save some money. How about Zach Ertz with the new team? You guys like that? I think that's okay. Ricky Seals-Jones been doing it well. Christian Kirk, another one. Man, my man Duke of Trey, you love some Arizona. Yeah, I mean, Those are more guys I'd probably pair up with Kyler. I'm going to go with Ricky Seals-Jones just to save the salary. And let's see what we can do at 6K. Let's see what we can do at 6K. Swift, Godwin, Gibson, Kylie Pitter, Darrell Williams. I mean, Darrell's probably the guy here. Yeah, I mean, Kirk is cheap. Listen, the only problem with all of those Arizona wide receivers is there's 4 of them, AJ Green included, and DeAndre Hopkins. And what ends up happening is it's really hard for any one of them to get more than 6 or 7 targets. They spread it around. No, Ferkser is dead to me, bro. Never. Fuck Ferkser. Definitely not putting a TE in the flex. I'm not putting Andrews in there. Brandon Cooks is playable here in the flex and Arizona. You know what? They're going to be throwing a ton. Brandon Cooks usually has a decent enough game. He's not going to generally smash, but he's of interest. Let's see. We've got this 6K level. DeAndre Swift. No, I don't like DeAndre Swift. He's popping as the top value. I don't even care. It's not for me. Can't get to Darrell Henderson with this defense. Look at Miles Sanders down to 5,100. How do you like that? I think it's Darrell Williams. Let's scroll down and see if any other players, guys, keep popping those ideas in here. But, not Edmonds. Shepard, I guess he's probably playable. Shepard is probably playable. There's a lot of injuries in that wide receiver core for the Giants. He just gets peppered with targets. This was the game he got hurt. But the game he's been, I think it's Sterling Shepard, man. Would I play him at? Yes. I think yes. So you want to switch it up and see what I've got Ridley in here. I've got Waddle. So let's say you go with a Matt Ryan version. Now I don't like. Let's see what he's been doing. Yeah, he's been fine. When he goes off, he usually has a decent game. He's priced right at 5,700. Let's say we played Matt Ryan. Again, at Miami, that seems like a good enough spot to play him. At this point, we can either sort of get another stud in this lineup. We can go, let's see, we can just go to Gesicki here. We can go to Kylie Pitter if we want and pair him up with Ridley. So what if we did Pitts? Oh, man, he's so expensive. I can't do that. I can't stomach it. I think it's got to be Ridley or Pitts, not both. But I do think we can go Waddle. I probably go and Gesicki. And then finish it up with... No, I still want more salary. Let's go down to Ricky Seals. Ricky Seals-Jones has been great. There's no reason just not to play this guy. He's getting, a nice number of targets ever since Logan Thomas went out. He's still cheap, under 4K. You only need 12 fantasy points to make that work. No Hawkinson. No Hawkinson. Again, avoid anything to do with Rams defense. You don't want to fuck with the Rams defense, man. You don't want to fuck with them. Then they're like Wu-Tang Clan. You know what? Wu-Tang. Can you see this? What does it say? Wu-Tang? There it is. You see that? Not only is Wu-Tang forever, bro. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have done that. That's not a live stream. No. Not only is Wu-Tang forever, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. And so Rams defense and Wu-Tang Clan both ain't nothing to fuck with. Keep it in mind. Last spot, 7,200. I like this amount of salary. Let's put a stud in here. DJ Moore. Listen, everything's a leverage play, right? So yeah, I don't know where the leverage. It's too early in the week for me to figure out where ownership is or where leverage is going to be. But no, again, Hawkinson is just, he's fine. I mean, you want to low own potentially, but again, it's against the Rams defense. I don't like targeting guys against the top defense in the league. It's just, I don't want to. That one thing I'll avoid. I don't have a chance to watch TV, but I can't wait to watch that. I think it's on Hulu or one of these channels that I probably don't have yet. I'm going to go with Darrell Henderson. Speaking of, no, you know what? Let's go DJ Moore with the last spot. There's no correlation here, guys. but DJ Moore is just a really good play every week. It's against the Giants. If we don't want to play DJ Moore, actually, because they're promising to lower volume, I think you play McLaurin. I think you play Darrell Henderson here as well. I think there's a few. I don't have any problem playing Darrell Henderson with that last spot. $600 left over. We can spend that probably to upgrade Quez. I don't want to play actually Quez without Tua. No, actually without Hurts. So let's take a look at this here. Got Matt Ryan, Waddle, Matt Ryan to Ridley, come back with Waddle, 3-person Atlanta Miami stack. I like that. I like that game. You've got a piece of the Tennessee game, Derrick Henry, a comeback with Mecole Hardman. J.D. McKissick, I just think he's going to be the starting running back for Washington in this game, and he gets a lot of passing game work. He's underpriced for the 10 targets he might get. So I'm assuming Antonio Gibson is out with this play. We don't know that for sure. Ricky Seals-Jones at tight end. Can't really change it. There's nothing else I like here. I guess you could go, if you wanted a little more, no, I don't like that. So, yeah, I'm going to leave Ricky Seals-Jones. Darrell Henderson at running back, RB3. He's been great. Can't complain. 24 touches last week. He's got the best matchup you could possibly have. And you finish it out with Cardinals defense. Yeah, it's running back against Detroit. I mean, what more can we ask for? Perfect matchup. So let's call that a lineup, guys. Boom. Enter it. We put in something that I'll remember it at the end of the week. Like, hey, that was my first look lineup, and look at that, it fucking smashed. And then all of you guys are like, oh, dude, I copied your lineup, bro, and we also smashed. But don't do that. I will change this. I will change this lineup potentially as the week goes on and news comes out. But I like to, remember which one it is. Again, guys, I appreciate you hanging with me. This was a longer one than usual. We did a lot of chatting. But if you're not signed up at DFS Army, we got the promo code TIPOFF going right now till the end of the week. So we don't do this all the time. We rarely do it in DFS Army because we're already priced better than every site. And our service is way better than every other site. As everybody who's a part of DFS Army already knows, there's no chat like our chat. There's no breaking news like ours. Get signed up with promo code TIPOFF over at dfsarmy.com. And you get half off your first month. It's $69.99 normally. So you're going to have a month for $35 or something like that. And we got a million other ways to get another free month after that if you want. Use the free month offers on dfsarmy.com. All that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, watching our, I'm not going to talk about that too much on air, but watching that come together in DFS Army chat it actually gave me like a happy feeling inside. It was weird. Like I got the happiness tingles from seeing everybody come together to help out one of our own. So that's what we have. We're a family in DFS Army. So if you're signed up with us, if you're in there, you're family. That's how we do it. We learn, we teach, we do live streams. We do a ton of stuff behind the paywall that you'll never see here on the YouTube channel. So make sure to get signed up at DFS Army as a VIP, of course. And I will be back later in the week for those of you who are not DFS Army VIPs on Thursday morning with the game plan, where we take a look at the core 4 games of the week and we break them down in depth with one of the best top ranked DFS players in the world, John Statsational Alicia. And for DFS Army VIPs, of course, Friday, Wolfpack, Saturday, Players Club, all the good stuff that we do, all the tools are rocking. And for all of you, make sure that you go check out the Sharp app. It's a free app for sports betting advice, sports betting tools. John Statsational Alessia giving out the free bet of the day. The guy is hitting. He hit 12 bets in a row. That's like the odds of that are astronomically low. They're 50-50 bets more often than not. And some of them are money line bets where we're underdog money line bets. Like this guy is killing it. We've got comparative odds on the Sharp app. You can see all the odds. You got player props for every game. You go into a game center and you could see all the player props. And let me tell you, for my fantasy football and my daily fantasy people, there's nothing more useful than this player props tool. It's way better set up than any of the actual books. And you see all the numbers. So you click on the Jets game, you click on this Chiefs game, for example, you click on player props, and it'll show you props for every player in the game. So you want to know which running backs are projected to score how many touchdowns or how many yards or how many receptions. It's all right there. It's like having the best possible projections broken down specifically to yards, touchdowns, all of that for each player. It really is awesome. And it puts it together in such a way that you'd have to spend hours looking this shit up on your own if you did not have this tool putting it together for you. So check out the Sharp app. It's free. Go to the App Store, download Sharp app, just write Sharp app. You'll see it. Download it, use it, sign up for it. It's a free app that you guys will love. And on that app, you can see my show called The Wise Guys that I do with Anthony Cuz Gargano every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. This guy has been fire with his bets as well. I can't even, like, he's putting together, we've hit a plus 4,400. We've hit a plus 2,700. And like again, last week again, puts out just incredible picks on that show. So you got to check it out. Plus, it's awesome. It's funny. You'll laugh. It's really an entertaining hour to hour and a half every Wednesday night. So see you on the Sharp app. Like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next week. Good luck this week on DraftKings, everyone. Deuces.